of Spirituality from Madurai Kamraj University. After finishing his studies in 1993, he worked for 3 years in a multinational company before joining as a full-time brahmachari. He is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, having taken both Harinam and Brahman initiations from him. He came in touch with ISKCON in 1995 in Juhu, Mumbai, joined as a full-time brahmachari in 1997. After serving in the Bhaktivedanta Institute for 2 years, he served in the IOF Youth Preaching Department for 13 years till 2013, where he served as HOD for many years. Apart from this, he was also involved with brahmachari training, helping in organizing festivals, event management, etc. From 2013 till date, he has been serving in ISKCON Indore under the kind and able guidance of His Grace Mahaman Prabhuji as Vice President for Indore and Regional Secretary for Madhya Pradesh, having initiated several preaching projects in several places in Madhya Pradesh such as Gwalior, Devas, Rao, Mau, Chindwara, Ratlam, Reva, Vidisha, Shivpuri, Shadol, Khandwa, Umaria, etc. He also served as NIDC Secretary for North India and is a convener for ICC Book Distribution Committee. Apart from the above, he is also involved in teaching Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav in VIHE Mayapur Institute since many years. He has visited and given seminars in countries like New Zealand, Mauritius, Muscat, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Fiji, etc. So we are very fortunate to have here His Grace Praneshwar Prabhu. We'll welcome Prabhuji by one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We'll sing Radha Madhav. Just can come little more closer. Jayo Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jayo Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jayo Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha, Jayo Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopijana Vallabha, Jaya Girivaradhari. Gopijana Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Brajajana Ranjana. Jaya Yashodanandana, Jaya Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari, Jaya Kunja Vihari. Yamunatiravanachari Jaya Kunjavi Jayo Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari. Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki jai. Here the deity's names also Shri Shri Radha Madhav. Haribo. Okay. Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya ki jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyate Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today is the most auspicious occasion of Mokshada Ekadashi as well as Gita Jayanti. So we'll be first reading from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta, just like you do here, and then for half an hour we'll try to do this, half an hour 20 minutes, and then I'll speak a little bit about Gita, the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. So reading from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta. In his room in the Radha Memorial, Abhay would rise daily at 4 a.m. and arouse his young neighbor Prabhakar Mishra. From 4 to 5, Abhay would write. At 5, he would walk in the Anitya Tal area. At 5:30, bathe and then chant Hare Krishna on his beads until 7, when he would hold a class on the Chaitanya Charitamrita or Srimad Bhagavatam. Although Prabhakar Mishra was usually the only listener. At 8, he would return to his literary work, typing until after 10, when he would begin to prepare a meal. In the afternoon, he would often go around Jhansi, meeting people and preaching, looking for anyone willing to take part in the League of Devotees. In the early evening, he would write until 7, when he would prepare for the kirtan and lecture he would hold at one of the various places in the city, depending on where he was invited. Right, so this is Srila Prabhupada actually. The name of the chapter is Jhansi, the League of Devotees. Right, so here we can see that Srila Prabhupada, around this time he was around 57 years old. Around 50, and he had already taken Vanaprastha. Right, and around 1951, right, he had taken Vanaprastha, and after that, 1953, he was in Jhansi. Right, so first we know that he tried in Jhansi. He opened the League of Devotees. Right, so this is. So after opening the League of Devotees, so Srila Prabhupada's schedule is given. We can see here how Srila Prabhupada, he was active throughout the whole day, and he was doing everything. For several years, Srila Prabhupada was doing everything. What can we learn from this? Right? What can we learn from this? Huh? Time management, okay, right, very good. That's one thing, definitely. All services are valuable and we should be ready to do anything and everything in Krishna's service. Not that whatever I have been given, I will just do that. I am not meant for this service or that service. Prabhupada was doing everything. Prabhupada was also cooking. You can see here. This in the schedule it is given. Prabhupada was cooking. Right? He was going out and meeting people. We can just from this one paragraph we can learn so much. What else can we learn? If we stay in the temple thinking that it's called Ajgar Vritti. You know Ajgar Vritti? Ajgar Vritti means a huge python is there. It opens his mouth, it doesn't go anywhere. Very huge, no? That's why it cannot go much. So he opens his mouth and thinks that animals will come for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Right? That is Ajgar Vritti. But Prabhupada was here going out every day. Right? And you can see sadhana, perfect sadhana. He was doing his sadhana, he was writing books, articles. At that time articles, he was writing articles. Right? Then he was holding a class, Chaitanya Charitamrita Srimad Bhagavatam. He was cooking himself for his meals. He was going out and preaching. Right? Then in the early evening he would write until 7, again write. Then he would have kirtan and lecture, house program. How many activities in one day? So if you stay in the temple thinking that everything will happen, no. We have to go out also. Right? What else can we learn from this? Yes, Prabhu, please. One pointedness, focus. Prabhupada was focused on the League of Devotees. He had opened and he was focused on the activities. Yes, Prabhu. Wonderful, very good. Just Prabhakar Mishra, who later on became Acharya Prabhakar. He was the first initiated disciple. It's going to come. First initiated disciple. So only one, right? Sometimes speakers, they want a lot of audience. But in Bhagavatam, we see just Maitreya Muni and Vidura are sitting and discussing Bhagavatam. Right? Yes. So even if one speaker is there, Prabhupada would, although Prabhakar Mishra was usually the only listener. Yeah. Let us read further. Although Abhay had no money for continuing back to Godhead, a well-established part of his preaching was to write essays, regardless of whether they were to be immediately published or not. He wrote a long essay, some 24,000 words, entitled Message of Godhead. He also wrote a series of chapters propounding the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, especially as they applied to world problems, and science of devotion. A summary study of Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Right, so what can we learn from this? Prabhupada had no money for continuing back to Godhead, but he was writing articles. What can we learn from this? Is faith in Krishna consciousness? Yes. Right? What else? Not waiting for the result, doing the activity. Not that if result is not there, then no enthusiasm. If my articles are going to be published, then I will write. Prabhupada didn't think like this. Right? He was doing his part. He was doing his duty and waiting for Krishna's mercy. Right? He also wrote a series of chapters propounding the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Do you know Srila Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita twice? Right? Can you imagine writing a whole commentary to the whole Bhagavad Gita and then it's lost? And then you have to write again. What will happen to us? What will happen to us if we have to do that? Frustrated. We will be frustrated. Maybe we won't write again also. And what will you think about Krishna's protection? Ah, right? We may think like that Krishna doesn't want me to write. We may think, what is this? I wrote a commentary on Bhagavad Gita and Krishna didn't protect my commentary. Huh? We may think so many things, isn't it? Negative things. But what did Srila Prabhupada do? He wrote again. This is his writing first. Right? Later on he saw that the whole copy of his whole manuscript is gone, finished. Right? So one doesn't become an Acharya just like that. Huh? Right? We can see here. Okay, let's read further. On May 16, 1953, Abhay held a grand opening celebration for the League of Devotees with continuous readings, kirtan and prasadam distribution from early morning until night. The buildings were decorated with leaves, flowers and many earthen water pots. In the evening, when attendance was the greatest, Abhay lectured from the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita on Raja Guhya Yoga. Prabhakar Mishra conducted a fire sacrifice and several Brahmanas chanted mantras from Brahma Samhita. Guests received a 16-page prospectus containing Abhay's essay on the need for the League and an excerpt from the charter explaining its goals. It was signed Om Tat Sat, Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta, founder and secretary. The opening was a pleasant, auspicious event for the people of Jhansi, and hundreds gathered in the evening for Abhay's lecture. Dr. Sharma, a charter member of the League and editor of the Jhansi daily newspaper, had already publicized the event and was planning a write-up for the following day. The Gaudiya Patrika also reported on the opening. The editor of the local Theosophical Society, Sri Lakshmi Narayan Rajapalli, was also present. Although he holds different philosophical opinions from Bhaktivedanta Prabhu, he is very sympathetic with this movement. In the assembly, there were many people worth mentioning. The inauguration and establishing of deities will be done soon. The assembly will request Rajapati Sri K.M. Munshi to perform the inauguration ceremony. Their center has been registered by the Society's Registration Act. Sri Bharati Bhavan is the name of the League's building, in which they have a lecture hall and a temple that resembles a palace. The assembly has many activities at the center, and there are also facilities for members to live there. So this was the publication by the Gaudiya Patrika, one of the newspapers, right, devotional newspapers. Right, we'll read one more paragraph and discuss. Abhay felt confident that the Bharati Bhavan would now be established and recognized as the home of the League of Devotees. He was happy to see that the opening day was not merely his private affair, but an event celebrated by the most important citizens of Jhansi. Okay, yes. Okay, what can we learn from this, what we read just now? So, May 16th, 1953, Srila Prabhupada held a grand opening celebration for the League of Devotees. Right? So 1953 May, Prabhupada founded, in one sense, Prabhupada founded the League of Devotees. He had registered it before that, but inauguration was on May 16th, 1953. Right? And then in 1966, Prabhupada founded ISKCON, right, in the USA. Right? So we can see that there's a gap of 13 years around. Right? So Prabhupada tried his best. Prabhupada tried, that is why we say a lifetime in preparation, a lifetime in preparation. Right? So Prabhupada was always contemplating on the order which was given to him, the instructions which were given to him. So what can we learn from this? Right? What can we learn? Okay, very good. Yeah, so this is one thing, right? I was asking something else, but yes, this is one point, that right from day one, he was always thinking big. Srila Prabhupada said, right, my disease is I can only think big. So Prabhupada was super confident. He used to always not small things. He opened up and he had an inauguration and hundreds gathered in the evening. Right, hundreds gathered, and then newspaper coverage was that. Prabhupada was doing things royally. We can learn this. Do things royally. Involve big people. Call the press. Now, what do you say in Hindi? Dindora pitne ka. Dindora pitna hai. Yes. We can learn this. Yes, good point. Yes. Right. What else? Srila Prabhupada was always contemplating on the instruction, meditation. Right? So, generally when we talk about meditation, what what is our meditation? Mantra meditation, chanting, focusing on the Maha Mantra. But there is one more kind of meditation, which we should do, which Srila Prabhupada did. What? He meditated on the instructions given by his spiritual master. How do we meditate on that? Supposing some instruction is given. Actually, we don't have to wait for instruction also in ISKCON. Already instructions have been given. First instruction is given by whom? By Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Right? He who preaches this message to everybody is the best servant. There is no servant more dear. Right? There is no servant more dear than he who preaches this message to the whole world, especially to the devotees, would-be devotees. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given a message. What message? Yare dekho, tare kaho. Krishna Upadesh, this is for everybody. And then India, more. Bharat bhumite manushya janma hoile ja janma sarthak kari kara paropkar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada has given instruction. The whole parampara has given instruction. So we don't have to wait for instruction. But what we have to do is meditate on that instruction. How do you meditate on that instruction? What is that meditation? Exactly. How can I do this? How can I do yare dekho tare kaho Krishna Upadesh? Because it is going to happen anyway. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, Srila Prabhupada's mission, it is going to happen anyway. Right? But if I do something, then I get a chance to deliver myself, my family, my friends. The advantage is for me. If we preach, is there any benefit for Krishna? In one sense there is. But otherwise, right? Is there any, what is the benefit for the Lord? The Lord's, because it is the Lord's mission. The Lord wants everybody to become a devotee. So, and if He wants, it is going to happen, whether we do it or not. The war at Kurukshetra would have happened whether Arjuna was there or not. Whether Arjuna fought or not. Yes. So meditation on the service which is given. Any service. Take book distribution. There has to be meditation. How can we do it better? How to do it in various different ways? How to increase the quality of the service? How to increase the quantity of the service? This can be meditation for whole life. Because Mahamantra meditation we can't do 24 hours. But service meditation we can do 24 hours also. But we should not do 24 hours. At least not while chanting. Right? Yes. Okay. So let me now speak a little bit about Gita Jayanti. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrta ki jai. So, today is the day when the Bhagavad Gita was spoken. So it was on a day of Ekadashi, right? This is the calculation which has been made by the scholars, that the speaking of Bhagavad Gita coincides with Mokshada Ekadashi, with Mokshada Ekadashi. So, where does the Bhagavad Gita occur? The Bhagavad Gita occurs in the Bhishma Parva of the Mahabharata. The Bhishma Parva of the Bhishma Parva means that section. How many sections Mahabharata has? 18 sections. 18 sections. Right? This 18 number comes quite frequently. Anybody remembers other 18 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita? 18 chapters. What else? 18 Puranas. Very good. Okay, 18 volumes of Srimad Bhagavatam. That's a new one. Okay. Yeah, what else? Acha, 18 Shakti Pitas also. Okay. These are new things. Okay. Sorry? Ashtadasha. Okay, 18 Shakti Pitas. Okay. Fine. Right? Then, what else? 18 days, the war of Kurukshetra. Right? Exact 18 days. The war of Kurukshetra was also, something is there in this 18. Right? Yes. 18 what? Oh, adult. One becomes an adult after 18 years. Okay. Yes. Something must be there in that also. It's not that, maybe in other countries it's not 18. Must be maybe 19 or 17, but not 18. India it is 18. Yeah. So something must be there. 18 is a magic number. Right. Auspicious number for sure. It is auspicious number. 18 is auspicious number. Anyway, so Bhagavad Gita occurs in there are 18 chapters, right? Starting from in the Bhishma Parva section. Right? Yeah. So it is said that, of course, the glories of Bhagavad Gita are unlimited, right? But we can do some discussion for half an hour. So it is said that Mahabharata is like gold. Mahabharata is like gold. And Bhagavad Gita is a diamond set in that gold. Supposing if there is a gold ring, then the gold ring is like Mahabharata. And we can understand this. Every time Mahabharata serial comes, it's always a hit. B.R. Chopra or this or that or whatever. It's always a hit. It's so interesting. Super interesting, and it has everything. Sociology, politics, this, that, everything. All lessons are there. So many different types of stories are there. Morals are there in the Mahabharata. It's gold basically. Right? Many times I had this experience of, I thought, okay, today let me read Mahabharata. We have 2-3 copies in ISKCON. Mahabharata is given by, one is Purnya Prajna Prabhu's there, then Krishna Dharma. Krishna Dharma. So once I was reading Krishna Dharma, this thing Mahabharata. So I started during the day and I ended Mangalarti time. Ended in the sense, I stopped reading. Couldn't stop reading. Just couldn't stop. Went on and it happened many times. Right? Very super interesting. So don't try this. Sleep on time, take breaks and read, no problem. But this book is one book you can't put it down. Very difficult to put it down. Right? Just simply fantastic Mahabharata. Yeah. And especially Krishna Dharma Prabhu's edition and our editions are more devotional editions. right? More spiritual and devotional editions. Otherwise, there is one by, what is that? K.M. Ganguly and all. So its English edition is only that only, outside edition. So it's not so spiritual or not so devotional. But in our this thing, all the devotional conclusions are also put. Very, very well written. Yes. So Mahabharata is like a gold ring and Bhagavad Gita is what? Diamond in that gold ring. Bhagavad Gita is the essence of the Mahabharata. Right? It is the essence, it is the heart of the Lord. Right? There are different kinds of glorifications. One glorification of Bhagavad Gita is that is there in the Padma Purana. Whereas Padma Purana is discussion between Lord Shiva and Parvati. So there are 18 chapters in the Padma Purana. 18 chapters in the Padma Purana. Why 18 chapters? 18 chapters, because 18 chapters Bhagavad Gita glorification is there. Gita Mahatmya, chapter 1, chapter 2, every chapter there is a Mahatmya given. There is a glories of every chapter is given in the Padma Purana. Then we know that Adi Shankaracharya, he wrote 7 verses Gita Mahatmya. Right? So this is all Gita Mahatmya. Gita Mahatmya in the Padma Purana, Gita Mahatmya from Adi Shankaracharya. And then there is one more Gita Mahatmya from Sri Vaishnaviya Tantrasar. There is one more literature, Vedic literature. So there is glorification given there also. So we will try to understand take little from these scriptures. Yeah. So once, I was in Tata Nagar, right, and I had gone to give a Bhagavad Gita session somewhere, right, and now I've been teaching Bhagavad Gita, right, for many years. So I went to give that session and I was parking my vehicle and one person came and said, Pandit ji, kya kar rahe ho yahan par? What are you doing here? And I said, I have come to give a session on Bhagavad Gita. Why don't you come and attend also? So then this person, he said, see Panditji, I don't have time. I have only 2 minutes. Can you explain me in 2 minutes what is the essence of Bhagavad Gita? I said, yeah, sure, no problem, but a little difficult in 2 minutes. It's not Maggi noodles. Right, so he said, no, you just tell me what is the Bhagavad Gita in 2 minutes. So I got confused. Shri Radha Madhav ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maiya ki jai. So I was thinking, what will I tell him in 2 minutes? Right? I had prepared for an entire hour. Right? On some particular verse. Right? So this person abruptly came and said, Dad, I have only 2 minutes. And start, because I have to go. You please start. Then I told him, see, nothing is coming to my mind now. I don't know what to tell you in 2 minutes. So then he said, okay, if you are ready to listen, I will tell you in 2 minutes. He told me. I said, yeah, please, you tell me. So then this guy, he was a Brahmana actually. And he was I could see from his thing, he was a proper Brahmana. So he told me, have you heard the verse, Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Su Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyaya Yoga Shastre Sri Krishna Arjuna Samvade? Have you heard? I said, yes, I have heard. So this is Bhagavad Gita in 2 minutes. This is Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell. I said, yeah, makes sense. So this verse is there at the end of every chapter. Om Tatsaditi Srimad Bhagavad Gitasu Upanishatsu. So he said, so the first thing, it is Upanishads. It has been given the status of Upanishads. So what is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of this? What is the meaning of that Bhagavad Gita has been given the status of an Upanishad? What is the meaning of this? Okay, that's fine. Huh? It is a part of Mahabharata. Yeah, knowledge of Gita is the essence of Upanishads. But at the same time, what is the meaning of saying that it has been given? Huh? Right. Yes, you are right. And at the same time, the best part of the Vedas is the Upanishads. The knowledge part of the Vedas is not in the earlier sections. There are Samhitas, Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas and Upanishads. There are 4 parts of the Vedas. 4 parts of the Vedas. And where is the cream? The cream is in the Upanishads, not in the Samhitas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas. No. The main part, the spiritual knowledge part is there in the Upanishads. That is why Bhagavad Gita is not given the status of a Samhita or a Brahmana or a Aranyaka. No, it is given the highest status of the Vedas. Right. So Upanishadsu. Then what? Brahma Vidyaya. So this person told me, sir, it is not Jada Vidya. It is Brahma Vidya. It is spiritual knowledge. Right? There are different kinds of Vidyas. Material knowledge is also there. Physics, chemistry, biology. But it is not. It is Raja Vidya. It is Brahma Vidyaya. Spiritual knowledge. Then what? Right, first Upanishadsu, then second Brahma Vidyaya, then third Yoga Shastre. So he told me it is Yoga Shastra. I learned many things from him. Yoga Shastre. It is a Shastra, it is a scripture which mentions different types of yoga and talks a lot about yoga. Something like 82 times the word yoga has been described in Bhagavad Gita. So different karma yoga, jnana yoga, stanga yoga, bhakti yoga, different types of. So therefore yoga shastre. So these 3 things. So now you know what to answer if somebody asks you. Please describe. I have only 2 minutes. Right, yeah. So that's Bhagavad Gita in a nutshell. Right. So now let us look at something from Bhagavad Gita from the Padma Purana. From the Padma Purana. So Lord Shiva and Parvati's discussion is there. Once Parvati Devi, she asked Lord Shiva that you have explained to me the glories of the Supreme Lord. Right? Can you please explain to me some glories of Bhagavad Gita? Who asked whom? Parvati Devi asked Lord Shiva. Very good. Yes, yeah. So, it's not working or something? Okay, yeah. So, Lord Shiva started answering Parvati Devi. Lord Shiva started answering Parvati Devi. So Lord Shiva said that once Lakshmi Devi and Lord Vishnu, they were together. And Lakshmi Devi, right, she was conversing with Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu's, one of the poses of Lord Vishnu is how? He is lying down on a special bed. What bed? Ananta Shesha. 1,000-headed bed. Right? This is God. If somebody says that he or she is God, we should make them lie down on a serpent and see how they will sleep whole night. तुम भगवान हो तो ठीक है, सांप के ऊपर सो जाओ. एक मिनट भी नहीं सो पाएगा. Right? So, how's God's bed? Very special bed, 1,000-headed bed, Ananta Shesh. So he was lying down, Lord Vishnu, and Lakshmi Devi was speaking to him. And Lakshmi Devi was asking him that what is the explanation behind you lying down and resting like this? Right? What exactly is happening? So then Lord Vishnu said that I am actually meditating on my energies. How wonderful my energies are. The Lord's energies are very super wonderful. Right? Everything is happening automatically, Lord Vishnu said. Swabhaviki jnana bala kriyascha parasya shaktir vividhaya suyate swabhaviki jnana bala kriyascha. There are different types of energies of the Lord, infinite energies of the Lord, and they are working very wonderfully. So the Lord was saying, I am actually thinking about my energies, how wonderfully they are acting. They are so wonderfully acting that even I cannot understand how wonderfully they are acting. But this understanding is given in the Bhagavad Gita. How wonderfully one who reads Bhagavad Gita, one who studies Bhagavad Gita will understand how my energies are working. Right? So then Lakshmi Devi asked, well, how come you are trying to understand and you are saying Bhagavad Gita can explain? How come? Then the Lord Vishnu says that actually I am the transcendental deity of Bhagavad Gita. I am the transcendental deity of Bhagavad Gita. So here Lord Vishnu is describing Bhagavad Gita as a deity. Generally, what do you mean by deity? Deity means person, some personality. So Lord Vishnu is saying Bhagavad Gita is a person. And who is that person? It's me. He's saying it's me. So then Lakshmi Devi is saying, okay, please go on, little elaborate. So then Lord Vishnu says that the first 5 chapters are my 5 heads. 5-headed deity. Not one-headed. The first 5 chapters of Bhagavad Gita are my 5 heads. The next 10 chapters are my 10 arms. Right? Now, are you trying to visualize now? The transcendental deity of Bhagavad Gita? 5 heads. First 5 chapters. 10 arms. Then the Lord says, the 16th chapter is my stomach, he says. The 16th chapter is my stomach. Right? I hope you are drawing a picture in your mind. Right? The next 2 chapters, 17th and 18th chapters, are my legs. So this is the transcendental deity of Bhagavad Gita. So Lord Vishnu said, Ki me and Bhagavad Gita are non-different. I am the Bhagavad Gita. Right? I am the Bhagavad. And that's why Bhagavad Gita is able to explain all the energies, my wonderful energies and everything like that. Then Lord Vishnu said, even if somebody reads a single chapter, then he paused and said, even a single shloka. Then he paused again and said, even half a shloka. Right? We are always looking for concessions. We are looking for shortcuts, the shortest cut. So Lord Vishnu didn't stop there. He said, okay, even if 1/4 of a shloka, if one recites daily, they will attain the same destination as Susharma had attained. Right? What did he say? Right? First of all, even if somebody regularly recites a whole chapter, what to speak of the whole Gita, a whole chapter, even if one shloka, even if half a shloka or quarter shloka every day, one will attain the same destination as Susharma had attained. So then the next question Lakshmi Devi is asking, what will she ask? Who is this new character now? Susharma. Who is this Susharma? Right? So from there, the first chapter story starts. Right? So like that, there are 18 chapters with 18 very interesting stories you should go through. Right? Right? From this Gita Mahatmya, there's a separate book also printed, Gita Mahatmya from the Padma Puran. Like that, yeah. So Susharma's story, very long story, but I'll just, So Susharma was a Brahmana, right? And but he was not following the principles, just like many Brahmanas are there now. They don't follow the principles of Brahmanas, right? So Susharma was a very wicked person, and he did not follow any of the rules and regulations and all. And he broke all the regulative principles. He was taking intoxication, meat, non-veg, and many other things and all. So Susharma, when he got bitten by a snake, went to Yamraj, and then Yamraj gave him several punishments. He had to take birth as an animal for some time, and then finally he got the birth of a bull. Bull, right? Strong bull, strong animal. So bull has to, what bull has to do? Carry loads. Carry loads. So one person, he had purchased this bull, and he was using that bull for 6-7 years. Susharma, in the body of the bull, he had to carry a lot of load. One final day, the master put too much load, and Susharma collapsed. The bull collapsed. Now, in the previous tradition, right, what used to happen if anybody died on the road or something, even if people see a procession, death procession, they would stop. So when, not only for human beings, even for animals, anybody would see an animal die on the street or something, they would stop there. Stop and do what? They would pray for that soul, and also they would give their pious credit, punya. They would pray that the reactions, papa is nullified, and they would give their own punya. So many passerbys were there. They saw this bull has died. So they were giving, this punya, I have donated a cow. Let that punya go to this person. I have done this. There are so many punya activities. So like that, people were thinking. So there was one prostitute. She was also passing by. Right? So that prostitute stopped, and she thought, all these people are giving their pious credit. Let me also give. But she didn't know what pious credit she had. So she just prayed, if I have some punya, then let a portion of that go to this bull. So this bull had to go to Yamraj, Susharma went to Yamraj again. So Yamraj told him that, see, you were given some pious credits by some people, but the main thing is that one prostitute, she was passing by, she actually gave you something which has finished all your sinful reactions, major sinful reactions. You are now going to get the birth of a high Brahmana again. This time, be careful. Right? So he became a Brahmana again, and the special part was that Susharma, right, he remembered his past lives. So the prostitute, she was still there. She was a very old lady, But he went to that prostitute. And he searched out and went and he asked the prostitute, see, I had gone to Yamraj. I remember everything. And Yamraj said that you gave me some pious credit. And because of that, I was saved. Do you remember that? So this prostitute said, I have not done anything good in my whole life. But there is one thing one experience which I had every day. So what is that experience? But I have a parrot. Very long-lived parrot. And this parrot has been reciting something every day. Parrots, they speak, right? The parrot has been reciting every day. And that recitation, whenever I hear, every day I am hearing, whenever I hear that recitation, my mind becomes peaceful and very devotional and very spiritual. I don't know what that is. Right? So then the Brahmana said, let us go. Susharma said, let us go to that parrot. Right? So then they went to that parrot. The parrot was there at home only. So they went to that parrot and asked. Right? And the parrot started speaking. Now don't ask me how the parrot started speaking. Right? Right? So the parrot had some mystic power. So the parrot started speaking. And the parrot said, I was a Brahmana in my last life. But I did a lot of wicked activities. And that is why I got so many different births. And then finally I became a parrot. And I was, my mother and father, parrot's mother and father, passed away. And I was raised in an ashram. And in that ashram, every day, the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita was being recited. I learned the whole chapter. And then a thief came and stole me from the ashram and gave to me this lady, gave me to this lady. And ever since, I have been reciting this chapter to her. Right? So like that. So this is how. So then it is given at the end of the chapter. It is given that all of them, the prostitute, Susharma, and the parrot, because of reciting the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, they attained Vaikuntha. They attained the spiritual world. Yes, they attained the spirit. They went back home, back to Godhead. Like that. Yeah. So you remember what Lord Vishnu had told. Even if one recites 1/4 shloka also every day. So this is the benefit of reciting Bhagavad Gita every day, at least one shloka. Right? Why only quarter of a shloka? Right? At least one shloka every day. Right? So this is some benefit. Yeah. So now right, we have 4 minutes. Right, we'll just read a little bit Gita Mahatmya by Sri Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya, and then we'll stop for today. So there are 7 verses. I'll just read the verses and the translation. Very interesting. Gita Shastramidam Punyam Ya Pathet Prayata Puman Vishnoha Padam Avapnoti Bhaya Shokadi Varjitaha. One who with a regulated mind recites with devotion this Bhagavad Gita scripture, which is the bestower of all virtue, will attain to a holy abode such as Vaikuntha, the residence of Lord Vishnu, which is always free from the mundane qualities based on fear and lamentation. Gita dhyayana shilasya pranayama parasya cha naiva santihi papani purva janma kritani cha. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon him. Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrit gitamrita snanam samsara malanashanam. One may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water. But if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. Gita sugita kartavya kimanye shastra vistarai ya swayam padmanabhasya mukha padmad vinishrita. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the personality of God, supreme personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. In the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that it is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures, and especially because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bharatamrita sarvasvam Vishnu vakrtad vinishritam Gita gangodakam pitva punarjanma na vidyate. By drinking the Ganges waters of the Gita, the divine quintessence of the Mahabharata emanating from the holy lotus mouth of Lord Vishnu, one will never take rebirth in the material world again. In other words, by devotionally reciting the Gita, the cycle of birth and death is terminated. Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogda Gopala Nandanaha Partho Vatsaha Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Gita Amritam Mahat. All the Upanishads are like a cow, and the milker of the cow is Sri Krishna, the son of Nanda. Arjuna is the calf, the beautiful nectar of the Gita is the milk, and the fortunate devotees of fine theistic intellect are the drinkers and enjoyers of that milk. Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva Eko Mantra Sasya Namani Yani Karmapi Ekam Tasya Devasya Seva. There need be only one holy scripture, the divine Gita sung by Lord Shri Krishna. Only one worshipable Lord, Lord Shri Krishna. Only one mantra, his holy names. And only one duty, devotional service unto that supreme worshipable Lord, Shri Krishna. Right. So this is from the Adi Shankaracharya Gita Mahatma. I'll just read 2-3 verses from the Vaishnavya Tantra Sar. I'll just read the translation. One who at the time of death remembers half the, one who at the, please pay attention, one who at the time of death remembers half the Gita, a quarter of the Gita, one chapter of the Gita, or even one verse of the Gita, such a person reaches the supreme destination. Right? So make sure you remember your favorite verse. Right? At the time of death, even if you remember one verse, you go back to that. Okay. Right? Supposing somebody is just pious, is not even a devotee or something. For them, even if at the time of death, one simply utters the word Gita, a happy destination is achieved by him. Just see, this is the power of the Gita. Right? Yeah. Then all the holy places in this universe, such as Prayag, all the holy places in this universe, such as the Prayag, are eternally present wherever the Gita, the eternal book of divine song, is present. All the holy places are present. Accompanied by his associates such as Narada and Dhruva, the cowherd boy Lord Shri Krishna personally appears as a guardian wherever the Gita is present. So not only Lord Krishna, but accompanied by Narada and Dhruva. Such associates, more associates, but Narada and Dhruva's names are given. Okay, there are many verses in this Vaishnava Tantra Sar. I am just chosen few. Okay, I'll read just one last. With supreme ecstasy, the Supreme Lord Krishna and his divine consort Shri Radhika are graciously present wherever the conception of the Gita scripture is discussed, studied and taught. That means wherever Gita is being discussed, studied or taught, both Shri Radha and Krishna are present. Right? बोलो श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, गीता महात्म्य की जय, गीता जयंती की जय, श्री मोक्षदा एकादशी की जय, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for paying attention. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. Anybody has any questions? Yes.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Guruji, you mentioned, when we were reading Prabhupada Lilamrta, you mentioned that Prabhupada was very enthusiastic always. However, there was not so seemingly success, but still he was persevering towards the success.
Right.
So similarly in our life also, we may be practicing for few years, and we may not seem to get the result. Like we are still get the same anarthas again and again. Then our enthusiasm go down. So should we still go on with the same and enthusiasm may not be there, but should we still continue the same, or is it some defect in our practicing Krishna consciousness?
Yeah, so we should go on with the same enthusiasm, but at the same time we should introspect whether I am doing something wrong, whether I am committing some offenses, whether I am committing some sinful activities, whether I am not practicing properly, whether I am not chanting properly, so all this contemplation definitely should be there. And even after doing all these things, even after introspecting and making our practice better and better, just like nectar of instruction, Srila Rupa Goswami says, by carefully chanting. It doesn't say just by chanting. By carefully chanting, the jaundice of material life can be finished. By careful devotional service. Not careless devotional service. Careless devotional service means what? In Bombay they say chalta hai. Chalta hai means chalta hai. Means everything is okay. Just do it. However you're doing it, doesn't matter. No. That's careless devotional service. Then what is the result? Bahu janme kare yadi shravan kirtan tabo na paye Krishna pade premadhan. Even if you go for chanting and hearing for many lifetimes, you will not get Krishna prema. Why? Because of careless devotional service. So how should we run? Careful devotional service. And even after doing everything carefully, we are trying, then result doesn't come. It doesn't matter. What matters is whether I am trying to please Krishna or not. Whether I am trying to please Srila Prabhupada or not. Whether I am trying to please my spiritual master or not. Whether I am trying to please the Vaishnavas or not. This is what matters. Result is up to Krishna whether he wants to give or not. And the result is already there. Right? So, at the same time, supposing if you are doing book distribution and you are distributing whole day, you are trying whole day and you didn't distribute one book also. Right? Then we should think, am I doing something wrong or not? Like that we should think. And after doing everything nicely, after trying one's best, still only few books are distributed. Doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. That is up to the Lord. Somebody might distribute more, somebody might distribute less. But what matters is whether our endeavor is there or not. Enthusiastic endeavor. Srila Prabhupada defines enthusiasm in the nectar of instruction. What is the definition of enthusiasm? Endeavor with intelligence, he says. Not brainless endeavor. Endeavor with intelligence. So use our intelligence for our services. And after doing everything, still the result is not there. Then fine, no problem. But continue with the same enthusiasm. Utsahan, Nishchayat, Dhairyat. These three was what Srila Prabhupada did. He acted with enthusiasm even though results were not there. Utsahan, Nishchayat, having confidence that the Lord will one day give mercy. And Dhairyat, having patience. So this is a formula for anything. Right? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
When we don't get the result, enthusiasm definitely goes down. So just should we act like I'm enthusiastic?
No problem. Even that's also fine. But at the same time, we should talk to our mind. We should talk to our intelligence and say, why you are not enthusiastic? Why your faith is, like, so we should talk sense to our mind. It's basically the mind which acts like this. So we should act enthusiastically and also talk sense to our mind. Yes. Yeah. Anybody else? Any questions? Yes, Prabhu.
So you are telling about careful devotional service.
Right. Yes.
Means consciously we have to do our.
Consciously, very good word, conscious.
So how to develop that conscious, because as we are in the almost in the, like myself, I don't know, like mental platform all the time, struggling with the mind, making it to come do. It comes, but the conscious endeavor is a very challenging thing. How, even though maybe I am in class, I am in program, but the consciously am I putting efforts to be part of the program? How to develop that skill or art or that habit?
Yeah, so we start with whatever we can. Like right now we have heard this, that okay, this is very important, that a conscious endeavor has to be there. Okay, now let me start. So this is how we start, with little bit, right? So then when we start little bit, so we should make plans, right? So what plans we can make for conscious endeavor? We should make some goals. There should be some spiritual goals also, not that now I have come to Krishna consciousness, now I am chanting Hare Krishna and that's it, finish. No more spiritual goals. No. So conscious endeavor means having spiritual goals. Right? By the end of 5 years, 5-year yojana, at the end of 5 years, this is what I will achieve. It may be some verses, it may be some Vaishnava songs, it may be reading some, understanding some books. So spiritual goals have to be there. And we have to check whether we have to make proper plan for achieving the spiritual goals. One of the goals should be that I have to always check whether I am conscious or unconsciously performing, right? And if we are reading consciously, if we are hearing consciously, then all other things will happen consciously. The first thing is reading and hearing consciously. If we don't read or hear consciously, just like Bhagavatam class, as soon as Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, alright, if that happens, then there is a problem. So we should, this is for all, I am saying, for everybody. So make plans, and every week check your plan, how much I have achieved. Very important, spiritual goals. No spiritual goals, no spiritual progress. Right? We should check on the ladder where we are. There are 9 stages of bhakti. Adav Shraddha, Tatha Sadhu Sang, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav and Prem. Where am I? Right? We have to check, where am I? So this introspection, we should not be on auto mode, everything automatically happening. Chanting auto mode, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama. Hearing auto mode, everything auto mode, no. Right? So when we start doing like this, this is being sincere actually. This is also being aware, awareness. This is also the principle of be here now, the power of now. We may be sitting in Bhagavatam class and thinking about what I have to do today. Generally it happens like that, right? We may be, especially when we have a lot of tasks and all, we should not have too many things to do. And we should not have less things to do also. Sadhana and service should be balanced. If sadhana is more, problem. If services are more, problem, balance should be there. Then we can be aware. We have to practice awareness. This is practicing basically. Practice conscious, being conscious. Practice being aware. And the Lord helps. It will happen. Yes. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. It's a very wonderful class. Hearing glories of Gita on this day. So we'll thank Prabhuji one time chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So announcement, at 10 a.m. we are going to start recitation of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, full Bhagavad Gita, all 700 shlokas. So please be present here, come before 10 o'clock, we'll start here. Thank you. Hare Krishna.